The heavyweights. And we're talking about Eddie Chambers. Fast Eddie from Philadelphia. He's rebuilding his career in the UK. Remember, he lost a world title fight against Vladimir Klitschko, going all the way to the 12th and final round before being stopped. Well, here he is up against the Brazilian Marcelo Nascimento, who was once knocked out by Tyson Fury at Wembley. Chambers had Nascimento down in the 5th in this one here this evening here at Glow. So let's join our commentators Richie Woodall and Al Bernstein at the start of round 7.
Round number 7 in this scheduled 8-rounder. Eddie Chambers, who knocked down Nascimento in the 6th round, had him hurt toward the end of the 7th round, and it appeared that he was ready to go again, but Chambers ran out of time. We'll see how it goes here in the 7th. Chambers, the 32-year-old American who has challenged for a heavyweight title against Vladimir Klitschko back in 2010, stopped in the 12th round in that battle, wants to get back to a heavyweight contention, and at 32 feels he's still young enough to do it. Heavyweights often challenge in their 30s.
Absolutely. 32 isn't old for an heavyweight at all, but you would expect him to be finishing off opponents like this. It's become a survival mission from about round 2, I would say, from Nascimento. He's just on the outside, and you expect Eddie Chambers just to be stepping it up now and finding those quality punches.
Peter Fury very direct in the corner, pointing out that this would not be considered a success if Nascimento goes 8 rounds. I cleaned it up for him. He was even more forceful than that.
Yeah, you can understand his frustration, sure, to be quite honest. But now Nascimento, you see, he's got it in his mind to survive to the end of the fight.
And that makes it tough too, doesn't it? When you've had that experience, when you're with a fighter who just wants to survive, sometimes it's hard to get him out.
When he's on the back foot like this and he's so tall, difficult target to hit when he's leaning back.
Chambers with 21 knockouts in his 39 wins. Appears to be gliding toward his 40th win, but whether it will be a satisfying one for him remains to be seen. Now, this may be called a knockdown because Nascimento's knee hit. It is a knockdown. Second of the fight.
It was a right hand that went in there as well, wasn't it? Just hit the target.
So the second knockdown of this fight. Let's see if Chambers has enough time to get Nascimento out of here in the 7th. This is the same round that Joseph Parker stopped Nascimento in his last fight. Awkward right hand and an uppercut from way back, and Chambers countered it well. Just about a half minute left to go in this round as Chambers, hoping not to run out of time in this round, and lands a nice left hook. Nascimento goes on the attack.
Yeah, that's a rare moment, yes, isn't it?
I haven't said that much during this fight. Again, the hook by Chambers.
I thought the right hand there, I'll just skim the target.
So we close out round number 7 with Eddie Chambers knocking Nascimento down for the 3rd time in this fight, 2nd time in this round, as the count continues past the bell.
Last round now.
Concern certainly in Nascimento's corner, as we'll take a look back at how he got in trouble.
Well, this is the first knockdown. Let's have a look. Left hook missed, and there the right hand followed up. Jumped into it a little bit, but his man touched down. So the right hand, there it was there, look. And that caused that first knockdown.
Nascimento trying to get to the 8th round and I guess survive through this fight. Maybe make something happen. We'll see. It's the 8th and final round of this heavyweight matchup between Eddie Chambers on the right and Marcelo Nascimento on the left. Chambers, the 32-year-old American who's looking for his 40th victory against 4 losses, has dominated this fight, knocked down Nascimento 3 times in this match, twice in round 7. And Nascimento, the Brazilian who came in with a 17-6 record, has been mostly defensive through this whole match.
You couldn't have 2 boxers with totally different agendas going into this last round to be gone. It's Nascimento is just trying to survive, get to the end of the contest, whereas Eddie Chambers, he wants that stoppage.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Chambers, the big thing, Richie, I think, is the jab of Eddie Chambers, which is a very good punch, has been almost completely absent tonight, correct?
Neglected the jab. Yes, indeed. Needed that double jab, maybe to close that gap down, then whip that right hand over the top. Or even a feint that, like we spoke about earlier, feint to the body with the jab and then whip the right hand over. He's landed some cracking right hands tonight, Eddie Chambers, like that one we just seen there, but he hasn't really backed it up.
As the time marks down here in this 8th and final round, we're almost halfway through the 8th round, and this round looks much the same as the previous 7 have, with Chambers continuing to attack, though never cutting the ring off. And Nascimento has used all of this ring.
Yeah.
There's not 1 inch of it he hasn't covered. Awkward action, and another warning for holding from the referee. At this point, that's academic, I think. And a little over a minute left to go in this fight. And Eddie Chambers looks like, barring a miracle for Nascimento, he'll get his 40th win.
Actually changing the attack there with that left hook, Eddie Chambers.
He's used the hook more in the last few rounds, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has indeed. But you won't see many one-sided fights where the winner is going to be very disappointed.
It's a good point. And of course, Chambers, who, as we said, in his last 3 fights has fought very modest opposition. A slight step up here, but they expected him to knock out Nascimento. He's had him down 3 times, but this will not be called a knockdown. No, it was a slip. But he's not been able to close the show. So we head into the final moments of this heavyweight encounter, and fast Eddie Chambers, the American who has emigrated here to the UK to work with Peter Fury in Tyson Fury's camp, tries to put an exclamation point on this win. And that'll do it. So it goes the full 8 rounds, and Chambers controls literally every round. It would be shocking to think he didn't win every round.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 thrilling rounds of heavyweight boxing, we ask our scoring referee for his decision. Bob Williams sees the contest at 79 points to 71 points in favor of our winner. From the red corner, fast Eddie Chambers.
Eddie Chambers, not exactly joyful over the way he fought, but hey, a win is a win. It's his 40th as a professional, and continues what he hopes will be a march to contention again in the heavyweight division.
So a pretty straightforward win there for fast Eddie Chambers. And coming up after the break, another from the middleweight division. This time it's Nick Blackwell, who wants to mix it with boxers like Billy Joe Saunders and Chris Eubank Jr. We'll check his form in a moment.